Well, hello there, beautiful Sagittarius. It is CJ here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, nice to connect with your energy. And welcome back, my love, if you're part of our family. I hope you're doing beautiful. I hope that you enjoyed the full moon of in Aries. That was yesterday, which was October 6th. So today's October 7th, 2025. I wanted to do a check-in, see what's going on for you, see how this full moon might have affected you. Pretty powerful one, because it's an Aries, right? And Aries is that first house for all of us where, well, not for all of us, but Aries represents the first house, which is really about who we are, what we're wanting, what we don't want, very, very powerful moon. I hope you guys got to go out there and see it. It was cloudy for me, so I was able to see a little bit of it. I was lucky enough to see it the night before. Very, very, very beautiful. Okay, so Sag, anyways, let's get into your reading. So a couple of things for those of you that are new. It is timeless. I am doing it, like I said, on October 7th. But, whenever you come to this reading, there might be something in it for you. On that same note, it may not resonate with everyone, okay? So keep that in mind as well. We're going to get right into this. Okay, what else? Well, I want to tell you what happened when I was meditating, but I also want to take a moment to say thank you so much for all of your love, your beautiful comments. You guys, sometimes you bring me to tears with your just sweetness and your kindness. You don't know how much that means to me, how much it lifts me up in my life, okay? So I just want you to know that from my heart to yours, just you mean the world to me. Okay, into the message. All right, so I'm meditating on your energy. And it just felt, I gotta say, it felt to me like that feeling where you're under a nice warm blanket. The whatever you're lying on feels like you're on a cloud. You feel like you're almost being held. That's what it felt like to me. It felt like I was almost being held, but by not necessarily hands or other people. It felt more of the energetic frequency of the divine source, whatever you believe in, right? That's what I was feeling. And then they showed me, my guide showed me this beautiful flower opening up. I want to say it was like a rose, but I have to be honest, I can't tell. I couldn't really make out exactly what kind of flower, but it was beautiful. It was just so beautiful, opening up, and it felt like it was in the color of pinkish red. Okay, so that's what I'll leave it there. But what they connected with that to me is like, I just want to say, you if this is making sense to you, I feel, Saggy, that you're at this place right now where you are really opening up. And I don't mean opening up to others, not necessarily. What I mean is like your heart feels like it feels like it's kind of breaking the shackles around it. I don't know if that makes sense. Where you're allowing this love to come towards you, this love to come into you, but also I almost feel like you're allowing yourself to love a little bit more too. And I think that is loving yourself a lot. Very, very powerful message. Again, I might not be doing justice to what Spirit is wanting me to say, but nevertheless, Sag, very, very beautiful. Okay, so let's get into this reading. It feels like you're opening up. It feels like something positive is happening around the corner for you. Let's see how this full moon, because I do feel it might be, obviously connected to this full moon, because usually I feel it for like 4 days before, 4 or 5 sometime, and 5 days after. So let me know in the comments if that affects you the same way. We're going to start off with my Divine Animal deck. I want to see what wants to come out of this, all right? So let's begin. All right, Spirit, thank you as always for guiding me in this reading. What is a message for Sagittarius or fire sign? For those that this is a reading, what is the message for whenever they come to it? I'm doing it on October 7th. Bottom of the deck, beautiful. We have the lioness. Oh, I love this. It's protection, Sag. Number 21. Okay, so it is a 3, right? Well, 3s for me, if you're new here, really 3s, for myself, it does feel like that is the number where things come into alignment. I often see a triangle in my mind's eye when I say the number 3. And the reason is because the points and the power that each of those points can handle. I'm trying to use a way to explain it. If you've ever had an egg, if you've ever done that test where you place eggs on top of each other, how strong that they are, there's just a strength to it. They're kind of helping me connect that with the number 3. Okay, so anyways, this lioness is letting you know how protected you are, Sag. Look at that. Look at where all the chakra really, even the throat chakra is lit up, the heart chakra, solar plexus, it's all lit up. This is about being protected. So, and again, this feels like a godly kind of energy coming through here today. So, very, very strong. it's followed by the number 22. So 21, 22. This is a sacred abyss, and it is learning. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. Okay, so here it is. You see these doors? Look at that light behind it. This is, again, that opening that I was seeing with the flower, right? It's like this opening or this expansion, maybe all of that above. It feels like you're about to walk through those doors if you haven't already. I think there's something you're learning as well, but I feel like it's more about learning about yourself. Like knowing that you have every right to be and feel and own who you are, and know that you are always going to be protected in that, but as well as expansion. Okay, my eyes are almost closed right now while I'm doing this reading because it's very powerful. The next card out, Sag, is the Horse. This is freedom. I believe that this has come out a little bit before, maybe last week or so, I'm not sure. Well, Sag, this is like you're breaking free, breaking through. This horse is running through this gate. Wow, so if you look at this, right, it's like spirit coming through, or whatever you believe in, letting you know that you are always protected, and there's some kind of lesson or learning that you've taken on that is like really freeing you up. Next card is a peacock. They're not actually guiding me to take it too much, but I will show it to you because this is all about prosperity. Okay, now prosperity means different things for everyone, right? That means, well, look, I'll put it like this. When I think about when we clear the clutter out of our lives, out of our heart, out of our mind, when we make peace, however that might be, with what we've gone through, the pains, the hurts, the disappointments, the betrayals in our life, and when, not saying that we forget about it, but when we can kind of push through and move forward and open up to the possibilities that are still remaining in our world, it does make room. It shifts everything, Sag, in the way of like, and they're not even giving me an example right, and so I'm not going to try and make one up here. It's like you having this, I don't know, like some kind of aha moment where everything is going to look different for you. And with that, it's like you're making room. Yeah, I mean, I think you're making room for what is meant to come into your life. Okay? I need a sip of water now. Give me 1 second, Sag. You guys know I drink a lot of water. Today is no different. Okay? Well, let's see. So let's see what Spirit has. All right, let us begin, Spirit. For Sagittarius, what is the message for Saggy, for those that this is their reading? What would you like them to know? What can you go? Oh, wow. I'm telling you, there's something. I feel like this card came out not that long for you guys. That long ago for you guys. Yeah, we have the Bull. Sacrifice. Okay? Sometimes when these cards show up, and I might be wrong because I don't really remember my readings, but every once in a while a card will come out and it'll kind of, I'll get that feeling in my intuition, in my gut, like, oh, I feel like this is familiar. But let me know. But I also feel when cards are repetitive or readings are repetitive, it's because Spirit is really trying to get a message through. Again, won't be for everyone. I doubt it. But again, it's a message that they're wanting you to receive. So let's get to this Bull. This is about sacrifice, right? All the sacrifices I feel that you have made, Sag. It's number 40, as I said. So that is a 4. 4 is about the foundation. Your foundation, right? What brings solidarity, solid ground, solid footing to your world. To others, right? Because this Bull is talking about how much sacrifices you've made along your life. It's powerful too, because if you look at the very bottom here, try and hold it. Let me hold it with my other hand. Get it as clear as I can. Come on, camera. Focus. Well, maybe you can see this. There's a person down here. There's lightning coming out of their hands. Can you see that? There's the power. It's the power that you have within your hands. And I feel like you've connected somehow this realization of the sacrifices that you have made. But you're looking at it from a different point of view now. I hope that makes sense. Because they're giving me this feeling, and they're bringing it to my awareness of, like, you know, because I've gone through this kind of stuff before too, where, you know, we might have been taught to be people pleasers. My words are crazy. People pleasers. We might have been taught to never say no, to put everyone else before ourselves. You know, oh, as long as they're happy, it doesn't matter if I feel like shit inside, I'll swallow it up, I'll take it on. That's what I'm talking about, the sacrifices. And again, this can also be physical sacrifices, right? Physically sacrificing, you know, everything, your money, your time, your everything for someone else. And I feel like that's what's coming through here. And again, that flower opening up. But it feels to me like Spirit is coming around the other way, saying, or acknowledging maybe, and maybe the word is acknowledging how you are taking control of this, and you're turning it around, and you're making it no excuses for who you are and what you stand for and what you won't tolerate. Yeah? Does that make sense? I hope so, because that's what I'm getting. Bottom of the deck, Sag, the Sacred Abyss is once again showing up. So here we go. It was on the bottom of the deck. Now it's showing up here. This is you walking through these doors now. And when you walk through these doors, there's no turning back. You're not going to go back to being a people pleaser. And again, I'm using this as examples, but you know your life better than I could. So, you know, if it resonates, apply it to your situation. But it's like you're never turning back. This awakening, this awareness, this opening is life-changing. It's life-changing. And again, 22, right? So it's at 4, right? You have 2 cards here of 4. So 4 plus 4 is 8. And for me, 8 is about your beautiful power, Sag. Wow. Okay. And I just want to mention the card after. Wow, Spirit, holy. This is the Jaguar, which is about releasing. Okay. I'm not going to take it. We're going to keep it up over here. But you see, it's like you are working through this. You're working through your journey. You're working through what has gone on in your life that you maybe have carried with you for who knows how long even. And you're releasing it. You're coming to this place where it is all, you're releasing it. And again, sometimes we think that we got to do all these rituals and all this kind of stuff to release the pain, release the hurt, release the anger, whatever it is. Sometimes it's simply about just acknowledging that your feelings, of course, are valid, and how you feel is valid, and loving yourself enough to almost even protect yourself, but without, how can I put this, Spirit? Help me with the words. Well, it's just, they're basically saying like without any apologies. Owning who you are without making any apologies anymore. Okay? Because people in this world tend to put a lot of pressure on us. And a lot of expectations, right? Okay? All right. So we're going to be here all day if I keep going. Okay, Spirit? So let's shorten this up. Okay. So the Bull and Sacred Abyss. We're going to open up with we're going to go Fountain deck today. Feels like it's a little bit of a softer deck, so let's start here. All right, Spirit, thank you for guiding me, as always. What is the message for Sagittarius? Oh my gosh, you have the Fountain card on the bottom. Okay, so Sag, if you're not used to this deck, or you've never been here before, I need another sip of water. Sorry, guys, but my throat's just getting dry. This is a major arcana. It only exists in the Fountain deck. But this is the highest of the highest energy. This is God, Source, your angels, your guides, what you believe in, where you put your beautiful focus. This is on the bottom of the deck, and it is with the infinity symbol. Oh, man, this cooked with that lioness, oh my gosh, beautiful energy. I almost feel emotionally like weepy in a way, but not in a sad way, you know, in a relief way. Wow, okay. We have the Six of Swords next. So that is our air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Sag, the Six of Swords is that moving to a different dimension that is not hard as it has been. Moving to something that is much more smoother, much more calmer, much more in alignment with yourself. Again, that could be physically moving, but again, I'm getting this more of a spiritual, energetically shift that's happening in your world. We have the Knight of Swords next. Again, swords. This is pursuing what you're wanting. Wow, look at all the swords showing up here. And knights are the actions, right? That's you're taking the action. You're going, what do I want? And I'm going for it, right? And then we have the Ace of Swords. So, this is that aha moment. So a lot of clarity coming into your world, Sag. A lot. I feel with the Strength card next, which is Leo's energy, Leo's a major arcana, I do feel Spirit is acknowledging that this has not been an easy task. It has not been an easy journey. Okay, all right, we're going to put this back. Let's see what wants to come out. Wow, wow, wow. Such beautiful, beautiful, powerful, awakening energy, I want to say. Okay, all right, Spirit, what would you like Sagittarius to know for those that this is their reading? What can you tell me? That's already a lot of energy. Okay, thank you. Yep, okay. We've got the 5 of Cups with the Justice card. Libra's energy, major arcana, with the 5 of Wands on the bottom. Wow, man. Okay. 5 of Wands. It is followed, Sag, by the 10 of Coins, the 10 of Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is our money, our resources. Often can be referred to as inheritance, windfall, or whatever, okay? Beautiful energy. Now, this is what I feel is coming towards you. And I really am not bullshitting this. I feel like this is coming towards you. But let's start with the cards, because the 5 of Cups is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It is our water energy. It is our emotions, our relationships, how those relationships we've had in our life, how it affects how we feel about others, how we feel about ourselves. It's big, right? And also controlled by the moon, right? The water signs, not all controlled by, or no, what am I saying? The moon controls the tides. It is our emotions, right? 5 of Cups is sadness. It's regret. It's looking at these cups that have spilled, not seeing the other 2 standing up. And when we are in this kind of energy, it can be almost like a depressive energy, because it feels like everything is more sadder, more heavier. It doesn't feel enlightenment. It doesn't feel joy. It feels regret, right? Now, this feels to me, Sag, is that you have had regrets in your life, probably about how you've allowed people to take advantage of you, and how you've tolerated how they've treated you. There is a struggle here with the 5 of Wands on the bottom. This is your energy, Aries and Leo, right? But as this struggle, again, this could be with other people. Perhaps this is arguing that has been going on. You standing up for yourself, other people standing against you. This can also be the inner struggle, knowing that you have been correct. You know who you are. You know how wonderful you are. You know how many beautiful gifts you have, and how much light you bring into the world and the people around you. Inner conflicts. Justice card. Libra's energy. Sag, you're in the process of bringing these scales into balance. If you're not already there. This is big, because this is also, swords are the swords of truth. And it is like you're seeing the truth. And I gotta say, I almost feel like around you, people are going to start seeing the truth too. Or they're going to have to start seeing the truth. Maybe that's the wrong way to put it. But it is like the truth is going to be in front of their face. If that makes sense to you. Okay, let's keep going. But I do feel this is where you're headed. Again, it may not be money, okay? But they're just showing me the peacock now, again, in my mind's eye. So at the bottom, right, when it was the lioness, can't remember, and then they're showing me the peacock. So there's something here that is like you're going to be receiving gifts from the universe, because you are bringing this into balance. It's a big deal, because it's going to make a difference in all of your areas of your life. Okay, what else can you tell me, Sag, Spirit? Okay, wow, you've got all the 5s again. Look at this. Bottom has stayed the same. How ironic. 5 of Swords. 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, and now 5 of Swords. What's the only one you haven't had is the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, look at this. This is mental exhaustion, mental games, other people playing games with your brain, making you feel not good enough, making you feel that you need to sacrifice, making you feel like you come last. Oh, you got the whole spiel, babe, because they're giving it to me hard and I don't like this feeling. And you almost just want to say F off to the people that are using and abusing you, okay? They're showing it, though. So there's some kind of persistent energy. Again, other people around you may not want this to happen, may not be not supporting you, because they don't want it to change. They don't want the circumstances to change. they want to be able to call and say, hey, Sag, how come I haven't heard from you forever? How come you have, not, and give you the guilt trip, because that eases their stuff. But then we have the King of Pentacles. This is you. This is you. It doesn't matter, feminine, masculine, we all have both. This is you sitting there going, I am content. I am grounded in who I am. I know my worth. I know what I deserve, and I know what I don't deserve. And I am solid in my foundation. And again, King of Pentacles, this is an energy that usually has quite a sufficient amount of income, money, resources. You get it, right? I need another sip of water, Sag. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, please, Sag. I'm going to come right back to you. I just hear something outside my door, and I just want to check. Give me 1 sec. Hey guys, sorry about that. I did have someone at the door. Okay, back into your reading. As I was saying, this King of Coins, right? Very, very stable energy, very beautiful energy. There is a process that it seems like you're going through, for sure. I think, Saggy, I really do think that this release card is going to be very important. It is releasing what needs to be released. I get it, it's not always easy, right? Circumstances in our life, sometimes it's very hard to make a plan, to be able to get to a place where we don't have to carry what we've become used to carrying. But I gotta say, I do feel Spirit, God, again, not to repeat myself, are around you and assisting you and helping you. Okay, let's continue. Let's see what else wants to come out, and see what else Spirit has to say. Because I don't feel like clarifying any of these, because I think it's very clear here of what's going on. Obviously this could be definitely other people that are playing around with you, but the point here is that I do feel you're stepping into a new world, a new journey. Okay, all right, Spirit, what else would you like Sagittarius to know? For those that this is their reading. Okay, thank you. The Four of Swords. Well, you're very exhausted. Four of Swords again, Saggy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm not surprised to see this, because I think that you are not only mentally tired, though. I think it's physically, spiritually, financially, all of it. I think you're very, very exhausted. And there is this time where you're going to need to make sure you're nurturing yourself as well, because anytime we're kind of doing, what do they call it, an upgrade? When we're upgrading, it can be very, very exhausting, because it takes a lot of our energy, right? And Spirit is just confirming that. Now, I do see that the Devil is on the bottom. Okay, good old Devil showing up, right? Now, the Devil card gets a bad rap. It's not always a bad card or a low vibrational card. It's Capricorn's energy. It is a major arcana as well. The same thing feels like it's coming up here, though. There is some kind of hold on you in some capacity in your life. This could be that job that you're working at that you don't get acknowledged for all that you do, right? But you need it because we got to pay our bills. It could be that person in your life that for some reason, you just kind of can't get away from their clutches or something, right? I would like to go a little bit deeper on the Devil. But, at the same time, I feel that you're conquering this. Okay, if that makes sense? It feels like you're conquering it. Yeah, okay, hold on here. We got the Four of Coins underneath. So the Four of Coins, Sag, it used to be called the Miser card. And this deck is different. You can see it looks very isolated. It's cold. It's snowy out there. There's just 4 coins in this shed, or whatever you want to call it. I feel like that's also something that Spirit is asking you on another level, is to kind of, I'm hearing the word ice out. Ice out the noise. Ice out the noise is what I'm hearing. Okay, let's leave it there. All right. What else, Spirit? Thank you so much for guiding me. What else can you tell Sag? What else? That card didn't come out. What else can you tell me? For Sagittarius. Very exhausted, very kind of worn out here, but at the same time pushing through. What do we have? 3 of Cups. I want to make sure nothing else flipped. Nope. 3 of Cups, celebration, Sag. There's going to be a celebration. This again is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This is something to cheer about. Something to get that glass of champagne or whatever you like and cheer about. There's a celebration coming in. We have the Seven of Swords. See, this is where this is getting a little weird because we just have the Devil. Now we have the Seven of Swords on the bottom. And the Seven of Swords is usually two ways I read this. It's either that someone around you is playing manipulative games, trying to take from you without you knowing. Or it can be yourself keeping things quiet until you're ready to kind of expose your plan, or until you're ready, until your plan is ready, kind of thing, okay? Because we have the Six of Swords once again underneath it, I think the way I'm feeling that Spirit is saying is that this is almost like you keeping quiet your plans. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, keeping quiet in the way of keeping things to yourself in a way of how you're going about releasing what you're releasing. Okay, I know this kind of sounds a little convoluted a bit, but I get the point that Spirit is trying to say here. I gotta say, quite frankly, I think you've had enough. I think you're at that point now. What they want? What is underneath the Jaguar? Huh. Okay, because they're asking me to see what's underneath here. The Meerkat, right, which is about responsibility. That was underneath the Jaguar. Okay, so again, sacrifices, responsibilities, having to take all that on. Sag, I do feel you are stepping through the doors that is going to change that moving forward, okay? I really, really do. I think it's important for you to make sure you are trying to get as much rest and, staying physically and mentally rested so that you can keep maneuvering through this. It's coming to balance. You're bringing it to balance. But there's a little bit more push to be done. I know this is on the bottom of the deck, but I'm going to just go to my Light Seers deck. I want to see if we can just see a little bit more on that. Ooh, Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands on the bottom. Which is keeping yourself protected, right? Again, though, this card you can see. Look at how this person is just completely ignoring the wands that perhaps are coming at her. Staying in her bubble. Focusing on her peace, focusing on what she's wanting, ignoring what she doesn't want. Because, that whole thing sometimes, what is that saying? You're trying to give it to me, Spirit. I'm just trying to tune in. It's all, I don't know why I'm getting this almost like, I think they're saying when someone knows they can't have you, they want you more. And I don't know how that applies. Maybe that's applying to only one or two of you out there. But nevertheless, it is saying, ignore it. King of Pentacles once again underneath. So you have that twice now. I definitely feel that's your energy, Sag. I really do. Okay, Spirit, can you give me a little bit on the Seven of Swords that was on the bottom of the deck? About what it is? Four of Pentacles. Wow, with the Five of... Hold on, Sag. With the Five of Wands. So Four of Pentacles, yep. With the Five of Wands on the bottom. So that's clarifying the Seven of Swords. Sag, I really do think Spirit is coming through here, however this may relate to you. If it is your reading, of course, my love, this is about keeping it quiet. Keeping it quiet. So if you're making this plan to change jobs or making this plan to... if you're making plans behind the scenes to release what needs to be released, I'm talking about practical plans here. Keep it a little bit more closer to your heart, okay? Until it is beyond just the strategy point and is actually in motion. Yes, that's what I want to say. Because we have that Five of Wands again on the bottom. And I do feel that the people around you, however this may be applying, I do feel that they're going to try and fight you on this. Fight you on this walking through this door. Fight you on releasing the responsibility. Fight you on acknowledging all the sacrifices you've made. Okay? We even have, it's beautiful because we have the Knight of Wands underneath that, underneath the Five of Wands, which tells me this is you. This is you getting back to you. And again, unbridled, right? Without the restrictions of the devil. Again, the horse in the background is a perfect example. It does not have a saddle. It does not have reins on it. It is free. Okay. I feel like that's maybe where we want to leave it. Let's see. I'm going to just move that over because it was the bottom of the deck. Let's go one more time with the fountain deck. Oh my gosh. Can't make this up. Do you see what's left? This was on the bottom. It was left behind when I picked up the deck, Sag. So, confirmation, my love. This is showing up now, what, 2, 3 times? This is where what is happening for you. This is what I feel like you're striving for, but at the same time, I feel like this is where the Fountain card is going to meet you more than halfway. Okay? I'm not going to go again because this was left behind. I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like that is exactly the message. Once again, we do have that Six of Swords indicating that it is just a matter of a little bit of time, and this shifts. Who you were, you will not be. I need another sip of water, Sag. Give me 1 second here. Okay. All right, I hope that made sense. Sorry about that interruption. This is big. This is big. Very, very, very big. And like, what are we? Oh my gosh. We're in October. We're like, you know, it's like the end of next month that it's your season, Sag. So really a lot of vibrational frequencies to work with over this next little while to walk through these beautiful doors. Okay, you know what? I want to close your reading off. I'm going to go, where do we want? I kind of feel like I want to go to my secret language of color. I'm going to do that. If you've never seen this deck or you've never been here, this is a deck that is built on colors, right? So every color has a vibration, just like we all have vibrations. Everything is vibrant. Yes, we are vibrant, but everything is electricity and energy. If you like whatever color comes out, I'll hold it for a moment. Take a screenshot. You can meditate with it. You can use it to focus on whatever, right? But it does help heal. It helps manifest, all of that kind of stuff. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom. We have the orange. Nurture yourself. Number 16. So that is a 7. 7s are that contemplation energy, Sag. So at this time, Spirit is coming through saying, make sure you're nurturing yourself. Look at that beautiful light. This is a gorgeous flower. Again, going back to that image that they gave me, that flower opening up and expanding. We have lemon next, which is access innovative thinking. It's number 23, so that is a 5 about the changes. So activate innovative thinking. Again, this is you utilizing your brilliancy to walk through these doors, making that plan. And then we have tangerine. Be spontaneous and have fun. Beautiful. Number 17, it is an 8. That is your power, sweetheart, right? So again, this is more of a lighter energy, and I feel like that is kind of the theme of this reading. It's kind of like heavier, 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 and then it gets to a heavier, a little lighter, and gets to much more light, okay? So let's see, Spirit. Thank you so much for guiding me in this reading for beautiful Saggy. What is the best color for Sag to have? What can they work with? What color would be beneficial? I almost feel like, I think there's one card in here and it's brown and it's like establishing boundaries. I wouldn't be surprised if that card came out. Okay. Show me clearly, please, Spirit. Oh my gosh. What did I say? And look at what just flew out. Brown. Flew out. It's the bottom of the deck. A brown. Establishing boundaries. So, I can't make this stuff up. Okay. Well, let's see. We've got I think 4 cards. We have silver, which is 27, number 9. Be persistent. I'll hold this here for a second. So again, be persistent. Do not back down on what you are wanting, Sag. On what you are expecting, and will not tolerate anything less. We have blue, cyan, which is build your confidence, number 35. So there's that 8. Beautiful, powerful card. And then we have magenta. Connect to your deepest inner knowing. Number 5. This is kind of like what the flower looked like. But it was much more tighter, much more smaller like that. And then it started to open up. So again, right? Connect to your deepest knowing. Number 5. Change. And on the bottom, as I said, brown, establishing boundaries. And now that is number 12, so there's that 3. Okay, Sag. This is where we're going to close your reading off. I hope it helped those of you that this is your reading, of course. Very, very strong. Quite the electricity running through it. And I think I've said that word now twice now. Okay. All right, Sag, this is where I'm going to let you go. Again, thank you for taking the time to be here. Thank you for being part of our family. Thank you for all of the beautiful support you offer to me. I love you very, very much. And I hope whatever this is for you, that this puts a smile on your face. And again, if there's any kind of push that you need, again, Spirit is saying silver, right? Be persistent. Do not quit. Okay, Saggy, with that, I'm going to send you huge, huge hugs. So much love to you, all right? And I hope to see you again, okay? All right, sweetheart. Until next time, stay well.